Happy Sunday. Good morning, guys. I'm going to talk briefly about the 6 roles that they have in Star Citizen, and I'm going to try to break down some of them, hopefully, and make things a little more clear. I think they're pretty clear now, but it's always fun just to go a little deeper, and just look at some stuff. And so I'm going to start off with the interdictor and the scout. These are the first guys on scene. Um, Say, if you have an iota, an idea that there might be some kind of hostile force somewhere out there, so you can always send a scout. And scouts are really good, really, really great, especially if you use a small ship that has a small cross section that's hard to detect. Especially the stealth ones, the stealth ships like your Hornet Ghost, the Saber, or especially the Saber. The Saber has an even smaller cross section than the Ghost does. And so you could use those guys to go around and sniff out the enemy, find out where their forces are, where they're set up at, and they can come back in one piece and relay the information to you. And then once that's done, and the enemy says, "Oh, okay, they found out about me. Let's go get them." Now you got the interdictors. The interdictors are the first guys to actually show up. They harass the enemy. They slow them down. Hopefully, cripple some of their weapons. They're not designed to cause massive amounts of damage. They're not designed to take a whole lot of damage. They're basically designed to get in there, hurt them, piss them off, and then get out. And hopefully, by the time they're bugging out, the heavy guns are coming in. So you want to be sure to pick the right type of ship to do the job, especially when it comes down to scouting. I mean, if you really don't want something big as a scout because it's just too damn obvious. You want something small, something low profile that can hide behind an asteroid or hide in some space debris or something like that, or mask its signature one way or the other. And if it's caught, it's got to have some decent shields and some decent thrust so it can get the hell out of dodge. It's not meant to stay there and go toe to toe with the enemy. It's not meant to do that stuff. So now we're going into the next part of the combat role where we're going to go into the all-out assault part. We're going to go in. This is the hardcore pew 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 action, right? So you scouted out the enemy. They found you, they attacked you, you slowed them down. Now you move in with the heavier guns. You got to come in there with the heavy duty ships like the Hornet. The Hornet is so reliable, it's so trustworthy. A lot of people don't like the looks of the Hornet, but you can't argue its durability and its purpose, multi-purpose role. It's an invaluable ship when it comes down to a combat fleet. And then of course you got your heavy hitting ships. You got your hammerheads, you got your hurricanes, you have your frigates. Of course, and you have the freelancer MIS. That's one ship I really don't know much about the MIS, but the way it's spec'd, it looks like it's definitely an assault ship, and it could also double as a carrier, like a personnel carrier. So I mean, but one ship I really, really want to see will be the Idris. I want to see more like information on the Idris frigate because the frigate it looks like it's a floating cannon. It's basically a giant cannon, and anything you point that Idris at is going to evaporate. Basically, so I mean, this is the part everybody likes to live for, especially the combat players. They like to fight and all that kind of stuff. So assault, full out assault, this is what you want right here. These are the kind of ships. These are not all the ships you want for assault. There are other ones that I have not shown, but these are the ones that are designed to take the hit and deal twice as many hits. Especially the vanguards. The vanguards will be invaluable when it comes down to assault. And then another ship is also the constellation of Andromeda. The Andromeda is a gunship. It right now is not a very effective gunship, but once they fix it and patch it, it'll be a very effective gunship. So now you've done the assault. Now it's time to end it. This is where the hammer comes in. What do I mean by the hammer? I mean, these are the ships. that deal a nasty amount of damage in a short amount of time. These are the guys that carry the humongous torpedoes, the huge bombs, the really big cannons that are designed to just shred and literally evaporate anything that they aim at. We're talking about the Javelin, especially the Javelin. This is one of the nastiest ships out there. You see the Javelin coming at you, the game is over. Just pull out the flag or just jump ship. You have no chance against the Javelin. So you want heavy duty ships when it comes down to the hammer part. This is the hammer is basically the mop up crew, and the mop up crew is not some kind of like demotion or anything like that. These are the guys who come in after the tenderizing. Okay, the tenderizing part is the assault. Now the enemy has been weakened a bit, but they still have some punch left in them. They still have some shields left on them. And now you bring in the nasties. You bring in the heavies, and they come in and they hammer that target with heavy duty ordnance, and they put an end to the combat. That's it. And then once you're finished, you can either take over the decimated ship or your decimated base that's on the moon or whatever, and just put your flag up, put your feet out, do that little iconic heroic stance over the dead bodies of your foes or whatever, corny shit, whatever, and just say, hey, we won. But once you've successfully completed your assault phase, you most definitely want to bring in the hammer down protocol. That's when you have bombs out the ass. That's when you really seal the deal. And that pretty much sums up combat. I haven't covered ground combat because I really don't know the mechanics of that one yet, but I'm just kind of looking at the ship aspect of combat for right now. So, you got any more comments or anything you want to add on to it? Please feel free to put them down in the comments. I really appreciate the love you guys have been showing me on YouTube. Thanks a lot. And I hope these explanations kind of clear things up for you and maybe kind of like either solidified or verified your selection of the ship that you have purchased or you plan on purchasing. I just hope I hope I kind of like clear things up for you. So with that being said, I'm done. I'm out, and I will check you guys later.